Isla Norman Bell for Great Britain puts this a perfect 10 metres, but Lauren Torley couldn't bring it in, so it'll be USA who will get the feed to the scrum.
First one off white.
I love that straight off the bat. Great Britain trying to contest that restart. We know that they like to start fast.
Stay square. Okay. Crouch!
Well supported, the Brits. Lots of
Bind!
English,
Set!
Scottish and Welsh living in these parts as Ellen Olsen feeds for the United States and gives it off to her captain, Naya Tapper, with all that speed, but she's dragged down from behind by Norman Bell. It's a good tackle. Probably the smallest player out there is Christy Kershey, who's had a good weekend. Bounces out of one tackle and drags Norman Bell with her. Still going as Kershey. No, there's a big hole up the middle, just sniped away from the base of that ruck, stopped by Rona Lloyd. Tapper able to let that bounce and then get rid of the first defender. Lloyd again makes the tackle. GB nice and firm at the moment. Now Olsen tries a little kick that's just going to sit and dribble out, but Cedric nothing really doing.
It's been really slow here from US, trying to build phase after phase, but just their handling has really cost them here.
Tricky for Norman Bell. That sun on that far side as she gets the return pass from the line out. It's a dipping ball for Emmy Wren. Norman Bell finds Ellie Boatman, who's had a good tournament. Pops it away. Oh, hands are just good enough, but this is the physical prowess we saw from the United States, particularly in their quarterfinal, where they really out-muscled France. Mars trying to get on that. The ball's out, though, for GB. Lauren Torley.
No hand!
Drags back. Penalty goes against the United States. Quick tap from Sheckles. Looking to release Lloyd. She's the speedster. And if she gets through that gap, which she can't, and there's a high tackle in there. And now down that blind side, Torley spotted the opening. The USA were in 6s and 7s. Sullivan's chase will be to no avail, and Lauren Torley scores for Great Britain.
What a brilliant individual try we see here from Lauren Torley. Just look at this breakdown. Too many US bodies, and in a game of 7s where you're already shot for numbers, there's 3 bodies there. She looks up, sees no one's is on the left edge, puts her head down and backs herself to go the full way. Just goes to show that in a game of 7s, you have to know your one-on-one brawls, and 3 bodies on the floor is just way too many.
Wren strokes over the conversion. It's Great Britain through Lauren Torley, who strike first in the bronze medal match, 7 points to 0. To bounce just over the head of Kinnett, and it came off a British hand.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Advantage.
Just went a little early, Norman Bell, so that's a soft penalty, which
on the mark.
Lena Olsen can't take
9,
from there.
you're ahead of the ball.
That has been the Achilles heel of this Great Britain side. As the stats tell us, they are the worst disciplined here, conceding the most. In matches like this where points matter, really will hurt them.
Yep. Crouch!
Very apologetic, Isla Norman Bell.
Bind!
Wasn't one of the worst penalties anyone's ever given away. As we play on here for Kayla Kinnett. It's the switch for Cedric, Spiff Cedric. She's known childhood nickname, which is what she largely goes by. Bounces good enough for Tapper. Lloyd being dragged along, but hanging on. Again in the middle with Cedric, and now Ma goes in across and going herself, using that power, but standing really firm was Boatman. Tackle on that wing. It's a good ball for Kershey with that explosive power she's got, and then just freeing Tapper down the edge. Tapper, she's going to back her pace. Uren chasing. Great chase from Emma Uren. Still there, though, for the USA, looking to bounce back and reply to the early score of GB before half-time. Sullivan. Ma comes together with Boatman again, and it just comes unstuck for the United States. A promising build-up amounts to nothing.
That'll be so frustrating for them. Ma here, she's a really big body, able to fend really well here. Goes to ground, but gets the offload nicely.
Mark's here.
Great Britain really forcing this US side to work for every single meter and then turning them over once they get prime position. Here again, we see it.
Crouch!
Fine. Just keeping USA at arm's length at the moment. USA haven't won a medal match for a wee while. Going back to Vancouver in 22, last season, 23. It's a good tackle from Cedric on Uren, and a great clear out from Tapper. Look at the wrestle between Tapper and Lloyd, and Torley does well, but again the United States getting caught offside. And look at Norman Bell just trying to turn the screw. She's towed it ahead for herself, ghosted around the outside. They couldn't touch her. Skills are brilliant from Norman Bell, and she's going to keep it on the toe. What a brilliant piece of individual excellence from Isla Norman Bell.
That was genuinely spine-tingling stuff. Isla Norman Bell, she's been so influential for this side, but just look at her, straight off the quick tap. She nudges it through, chases it. She has the front foot with a whole lot of Great Britain athletes behind her. It's not often the bounce of the ball works in your favor, but that just pops up nicely. And she does such a good job to finish that off.
So calm, wasn't she? Just kept a cool head. Isla Norman Bell, and she puts her team ahead, further ahead at half-time. It's Great Britain 12, the United States 0 at the break in the bronze medal match. Following this one, where it's Great Britain leading the United States 12 points to 0. Bit of ginger spice inspiration from the lads. As it's GB, and it lands for Kayla Kinnett. Good start for the USA to get rolling in the second spell. It was Kelter who carried it forward as Cedric got ball and player at the same time, and it might be a little bit of trouble here for Lloyd.
Or just tackle off the ball, penalty only. Okay. Yeah, so tackle without the ball, penalty only.
And clear from Maggie Coggerall, a nice touch too from Rona Lloyd.
Strong cold.
That's what I love about rugby, is that you go out there to beat each other and be so physical, and then a bit of a humane touch there.
17.
It's okay, girl. Oh.
17. Sub.
Just got a timing wrong, Rona Lloyd. This is gut busting. This is the last 7 minutes for a medal, and you taught me a very great Fijian saying last week, and we kind of heard a bit of that from Kieran Beattie, the GB coach.
Yes, the quote is, if you're tired, don't tired. And that comes from a very famous Fijian seven-star, and those words could not ring more true in this match.
If you're tired, don't tired. Kayla Kinnett looks full of running. Oh, Uren, that's a great steal, though, by the GB captain. Brilliant work from Emma Uren. Now here's Lloyd. Lloyd's going to back her pace here, and she should have it on Ravetti. Sullivan coming at her. Great cover, Sammy Sullivan, and she wants the ball. A bit of fight in the US yet. Sullivan goes. Thought Lloyd might have had her then.
There you go.
And now it's some more brute strength from GB.
It's a maul.
And it's created a maul, and
Still moving.
is it Kinnett who's taken that in, and it's going to be Great Britain's.
Maul first. Maul before knee to ground. turnover.
That is huge pressure coming through from this Great Britain side who currently have the lead.
Subs.
Look at this huge run from the
6
US to
white.
get in there. There was a quick play, but just held up so firmly, creating a maul and ultimately forcing the turnover.
Time is
I wondered
on.
whether Great Britain might have just
Crouch.
run out of puff for this match, given they're a little short-handed
Bind.
without Abby Brown
Sit.
and Shona Campbell, but they have not skipped a beat. Been pretty clinical as well, and now they've got the fresh legs, the spark, the energizer off the bench of Jasmine Joyce. Uren just lost her footing, and that allowed the US to get in there. Cedric.
Great to see the US finally get some pay for their defensive efforts. They've been starved of the ball, but here they look to Kelter, who will kick for touch to give them better position to attack.
Who's in here? GB? Time off. Time on.
Kinnear. Oh, that's overthrown, and it's fallen for Wilson Hardy, and she tears away the veteran of this GB side, Amy Wilson Hardy. US fell defenders fell off her. A gallant attempt at the end, but that's a bit of veteran experience from Amy Wilson Hardy.
Great to see this England international just make the most of the US not necessarily nailing their own line out. She tries to call players to run in support of her. Turns out she didn't need him. She's strong, she's experienced, and she ensures this lead for Great Britain.
Well, they just haven't allowed the US any opportunities, and they've punished mistakes. And Isla Norman Bell now puts them out to a 21-0 lead.
Is that right or left?
Or a 19-0 lead even, given a couple extra. There's Abby Brown and Shona Campbell watching on. Nice take from Kinnear. Kelter skips out of the first tackle. Oh, ripped, stolen, Joyce. And now look at the numbers. If GB can find Lloyd quickly, again going to take them on the outside as she got it on Harris Jones this side, the head thrown back. And it's the familiar stance of Rona Lloyd. They can't do much wrong at the moment, Great Britain.
Lloyd is genuinely a try-scoring sensation. She tried this a little early in the game, didn't come off, but it was all off the back of this play. Kelter stripped off the ball. Great Britain with an opportunity to attack from broken play. They find the hands of Lloyd. She has a bit of a foot race.
15 seconds.
But great to see the Scottish international finally get some pay for that speed.
No, yeah, I don't think it's working.
Transition so quickly. As soon as that rip bang, they were gone, GB. This is a team that really battled in the opening two tournaments, and they were down in that relegation zone. They get themselves well and truly out of there and on target for a bronze medal here in Perth, 24-0. A little bit long from Norman Bell. Ravetti for the US. No, Kinnear. Tapper, oh, big gap Sullivan created for Naya Tapper. Chases coming from Jasmine Joyce. She's really good in that area, but just gave too much room for Tapper that time.
GB, move.
This play was huge from Matt Sullivan. She runs to the edge and creates that space back on her inside. Tapper, we've seen glimpses of her speed, but no coast for her to clear. She goes over perhaps a little bit too late for the US, but they're still in this.
Tapper scores. USA's all-time leading try scorer, captain of the side. Great Britain just looking to close this out now and secure bronze medal.
Backwards.
USA have got some more ball to work with. Rivetti. GB all over it. Didn't release though. Oh, quick tap and too quick.
Bit too eager there from this US side. Starved opposition just outside of their own 22 to fumble the bag so close to where you are best known for doing your work. It's going to hurt them.
22, 7.
Into the final minute now. This has been a very impressive performance from Great Britain. This is what's coming up next. The bronze medal. Fiji ain't playing for the title. The Fiji fans are up for it. They are pumped and they are ready to see their team in action.
Bind! Set!
Tell him he's got 12 minutes left on before the alarm goes. Oh, that's big from Kelter. They're going to get another one here, the US.
Super impressive there from Kelter. Oh. Just look at this. Kelter the belter. Ball is collected nicely from here. Huge one-on-one encounter there with Tori. She breaks away with that strong left arm fend. Just a little too late.
Backwards.
It's done for GB. Hands in the air. And they sure do care because it's a bronze medal for Great Britain, their first of the season. A great resurgence in form from where we saw them pre-Christmas. In Great Britain, they've had to grind sometimes, narrow wins. They did it without their captain. And they are bronze medalists in Perth, the second time